we changed.
We did? All right. Evidently we lost the stream and we don't know what's going on. Okay, cool.
Sorry, pause.
Technical.
Now the 1-0. And a good spot for that pitch is
Confirmed, yeah, for sure. Sorry about that, guys. Stream cut out, it looked like, for a little bit, so...
You didn't miss anything. I only threw 2 pitches.
Yeah. So I was just asking Aaron to talk a little bit about the changes we have in the interface in-game here.
Sure. So one of the main points that we tried to get across this year was, again, with the the transparency that we talked about in franchise, where we want you to feel more connected to what's happening in the game. We want you to feel more connected about all the controls. We know that there's been some confusion on certain control schemes, so we tried to do a better job of exposing what those things are while you're playing. So you can see here in this situation, Kirby's got a guy on base, and so he's getting the pickoff controls displayed for him. If he was batting right now, you would see the stealing controls listed for you. But we've also tried to trim down what we're showing in what we call the pitcher-batter interface, so that you can really focus on the duel that's happening more so than a bunch of different windows with information. So we tried to really refocus that content into the strike zone area as much as possible. So here you can see the pitch select interface is a little bit closer, which again trying to keep you a little more focused on the matchup at hand and not so much on the extraneous.
A little bit more integrated kind of form fit there to what you're looking at on the screen.
Absolutely.
Also, I think we were seeing. Let me see.
Yeah, you see a little. Yeah, you see a little bit of emotion there from the pitcher at the end of the play. We have those turned up, so that's all new. We have a lot of new emotion from the pitcher and the batter, throughout the game. But right now we have them turned up, so we see them a lot. So in testing, so in final release and everything, we'll be seeing it, more appropriate times than a strikeout in the first inning. But you'll notice that a lot throughout the game.
Yeah. What up? You got a question?
Can you guys showcase the slide step?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did it a little bit earlier, but I think we were talking about some UI stuff.
The question was, can we utilize the slide step? That's a new feature this year where, it happens in real life. The pitcher will occasionally pitch faster from the stretch than he would normally because he thinks that the runner might be thinking about stealing.
So I just selected a pitch. Now I'm going to hold R2 to trigger that, and then as I go to pitch, there I did a slide step, and he's stealing, and I gunned him out. That was perfect timing.
Nice.
Hey, thanks for the tip to use the slide step.
See what I did there? We got a trophy, everybody. Trophy hunters. Yeah.
And here we got a presentation where he's talking about the fact that I used the slide step and threw him out because of it. So.
Well played.
In fact, I just put that presentation in like 2 days ago. So.
Nice.
That's the first time I've seen it, so it's great.
You also probably noticed there that it's a lot harder to throw a slide step pitch than a normal one because not only is the pitcher taking a lot less time to deliver to the plate, and that that makes it harder for you to do the input, but it is inherently more difficult to throw a slide step in real life, and so being the simulation focused folks we make sure that you wouldn't be able to exploit using slide steps all the time. There is a disadvantage to doing so.
Yeah, you're definitely more inaccurate as a pitcher when you use slide step, and your velocity drops a little bit. So that's kind of the trade-off with using it. So you shouldn't use it every pitch, but when you got a feeling like he's going to go, it's good. It's a good tool to use.
Oh, look at that tattoo. Yeah, he does actually have that tattoo.
Does he really? I haven't seen that.
Does. Yeah, if you guys want to Google it.
That's awesome.
And there's me and Ramon and artist Eric Heim holding a sign in Pittsburgh. If you haven't noticed, I do a world tour in the game virtually. I do like to bring signs to games. It's an important part of being a fan, I think.
Yeah, you go to every game.
I do. Yeah, I do actually go to every major league game at every stadium every year. So it does get tiresome, especially making signs for each one of them.
They ask me to bat boy a lot of games.
They do.
Yeah, it's kind of tiring because they got to work a lot here too. So,
They do. They
Yeah.
ask Kirby to bat boy.
but you can't turn an opportunity to bat boy down. You know.
No. Anybody, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
got to bat boy a minor league Cedar Rapids Colonels game when I was like 8 or 9 because my dad won a competition at his work, and I'll tell you what, I was psyched.
That's
Real psyched. You never know. I don't even know. I didn't know who any of the guys were at the time, but they're probably Hall of Famers.
Luis has got a question for us.
What's up, Luis?
Jersey question.
Yeah.
Will we have
Rounded to
the right
third.
alternate jerseys
And the throw to
probably
first is in
are
time.
new
One
jerseys?
gone.
The question is, will we have the right alternate jerseys? Do we have new jerseys?
Yeah.
Mets. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Mets Blues,
specifically
right?
about the
Was it?
Mets.
Or-
Yeah. Yes, the Mets jerseys are all correct. We have all the right alternates and everything. We still have the same number of uniform slots, so there's only a couple teams that have a bunch of alternates that we had to kind of pick and choose the ones that they wear the most. But for the most part, all the alternates are there. The other cool thing, and we've kind of really checked them for accuracy a lot this year. The other cool thing is that our logic for when the teams select the uniforms is correct in terms of what they wore last year on certain days or how often they wore them. So, in fact, if you notice when I loaded into this game, these two uniform sets, they're both alternates, were selected automatically, and that's all correct based on the logic
Yeah. Real
of
life.
what they do in real life.
Hashtag simulation baseball.
That's right.
That's not a real hashtag. Don't use that. All right. Well, what do you got? Anything else, Aaron? Or
Yeah, there's 2 more things I wanted to show, and they're just some of the new changes that we've added to the D-pad functionality, both when you're batting or pitching. So Kirby, if you can hit the D-pad left,
Oh, okay. Here we go.
you have scoreboard turned off. Yeah, that'll disable.
You
So
have
we've added
scoreboard
a
Hey,
No,
we do
it's a
have,
bug actually. It's a bug we're
oh,
working
is
on.
it?
Joe's aware of it.
okay.
Yeah.
We do. I should note a plug to score bar options. We can turn score bar
Yes,
on
you
and
can.
off in the
There we
game.
go.
There, see, look, it comes back after a replay or after another
So
presentation.
there you go. You're witnessing some beautiful bugs. Joe is gonna have to fix that. So if you're watching, Joe, fix that bug, please. No, yeah.
After this pitch, I'll get you your.
Yeah.
Alright. I didn't want to swing at that anyways.
Is your DualShock?
That's just the widget controller.
Oh.
We shouldn't need it.
Okay, cool.
So here we go.
So if you hit the D-pad left here, you're going to get a new display that we have that shows both of the pitchers that are currently in the game, so you can get an opportunity to compare. But also one of the things that we came to realize this year is that if I'm batting, I have no way to see my pitcher's energy. So it'll help you make a decision if you want to pinch hit for him, potentially bring in the reliever the next half inning, which again is something we didn't have exposure to. So that's one of the new informational displays we have. Another one, if you hit, well, actually I think you did it already, but if you go back to the pitcher batter, the pitch types as the batter is now an on-call system. So instead of always seeing his pitch types, which some users don't want to see that, you have the choice now. So if you hit R2, which is also the guest pitch interface, if you're playing with that option on, but regardless, R2 will always bring up the pitcher's repertoire. So you don't have to look at that if you don't want to, but it's there for those that do.
Cool.
Yeah. So if I release R2 right here, it goes back to nothing there. He's ready to pitch. So. Oof.
Swung on and missed. 1-1.
You got a
Just
question?
missed that one.
So, can you change your input to directional hitting after the pitch?
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
Repeat the question.
Yeah. So
Can you
yes.
change your-
So right now I'm not doing
What's the
anything, but
question?
you can see. Oh, sorry. So the question was, can you change your input to directional hitting after the pitch is released? And you can. So if you leave it centered while you have directional hitting as your hitting interface, if you leave it centered, it's just like old timing. So like this. But then if I'm able, if I want to say I want to try to pull the ball or look inside, I can move it at any time whenever the pitch is coming in. So I can do it beforehand and set up before the pitch is being thrown, or I can do it kind of last minute.
It could be a little jarring, but it
Yeah.
is possible. But I mean, just it could be because the camera does move that little bit. So
Yeah.
It's a strikeout, and the play at first goes 2-3 for good measure as the inning is over.
follow-up question: are all the hitting and pitching interfaces available online? And the answer is yes. They are. All of our interfaces are balanced rigorously to be fair, and so yeah, they are available online.
Well, I think I'll make my
All right,
departure. and
sweet.
let Chris Gill come
Take
on
it
in.
easy, yeah.
Yep.
So
Thanks,
thanks,
Aaron.
Aaron.
It was good to talk to everyone.
All right. Yeah, so we're gonna bring Chris Gill back on. He was here for the first stream.
What's up, boys?
What's up, buddy?
There you go.
Chris, tell it what. So yeah, just you oversee everything. Everything.
Nothing that was
he's my
talked about
boss.
since I walked in this room and was listening to you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But kind of everything that happens in the game. So mostly presentation and gameplay stuff, all the animations, and kind of designing how the game flows, all the logic behind how the players behave.
So
And
yeah, and so one of the things too that I like to utilize Chris for, or Gil, I'm gonna call him Gil because that's what I call you. Is he
last
played,
name call outs.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
He played pro ball, and so I was just thinking, like, when that question was asked, can you change where directional hitting, what
Yeah.
direction when the ball is in flight? You would never actually do that when you were approaching it at bat, would you?
No, I mean, well, it's different. You know, you have a plan when you come to the plate. You know, you're talking about big league players. It all depends on the pitcher, really. The pitchers, most of these guys have scouting reports on their pitchers, so they're going to dictate really what their plans are. But they're all going to have a plan. So, you know, if they get to the park at the start of the year and there's a guy that just came up and they've never faced him, well, their plan's going to be something like where their strengths are and what they like and what they're looking for. If they're a fastball hitter and they like fastballs in, then they're going to look for something in and hard, and they're going to look for it early in the count.
Yeah.
But that's going to be adjusted throughout the count, right? So if he falls behind, he's going to have to open up that count a little bit. I mean, open up that zone a little bit more. So he might be looking a little bit middle, and then he gets behind with 2 strikes. He might have to open that up, well, he's going to have an away approach. So one thing that I like and how that translates to the directional hitting, and the name itself, directional hitting, is a little misleading. Kirby and I talked about this a lot, and we like it for different reasons, which I think is super cool. The fact that you can really influence where you want to hit the ball, to me, is really situational. If you want to move a runner over, if you got a guy on second with with no outs, you want to get him over to third base, I might want to hit a ground ball to second baseman or to the right side. And that will get that runner over to third base. That's situational. You got a guy on third with less than 2 outs, I want to hit a fly ball, I'm going to push up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to look for something up. It doesn't mean you're going to get it all the time, but it's a plan. It's part of what you're doing when you're walking up to that plate, and baseball's super situational. So it's really cool for that. But why I really like it, because it kind of brings me back to how I approached hitting, which was when I went up to the plate, I wasn't very good at hitting the ball the other way, so I always kind of looked for hard stuff, and I got it a lot because I was a smaller guy when I played. I wasn't a power guy. I was a single doubles hitter, and so I get challenged a lot. So I'd get a lot of fastballs. So I had a tendency to want to cheat a little bit and get it out in front. I'd look for fastballs middle in. And so anything else I would just kind of, brush off. I wouldn't touch it. So what happens is, and now when you look at directional hitting, it's more of a horizontal coverage that you're getting on the inner half of the plate or away.
Yeah.
So instead of having that, having to guess like a slice, like how we used to do it, if you're guessing a pitch, you only get that little corner.
Yeah.
Or a little corner, or in the middle.
Yeah.
If you're looking inside in real baseball, you can cover a strike zone, the whole inner half.
Yeah.
If that pitch, the strike zone's not very big. So if I'm looking at the top of the zone versus the bottom of the zone, and it's a strike, that ball's going to light my eyes up if it's inside and I'm looking in. So that's why I really like this, and I think it's as close as we've ever gotten to a true simulation as far as hitting mechanics go in our game. So there's a lot of really cool little ways to use the directional hitting. Like Kirby said, you could just do timing only, which is great, and that's what I do when I get 2 strikes. I don't touch it.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, but early I want to move that, and I'm looking, and I kind of like that. If I move that camera in the inner half of the plate and they throw it away, it feels like it's way outside, and that's exactly how it feels in real life. If I'm looking away in real life and a guy busts me in for a strike, I'm jumping back because it looks like it's way in because my approach is away.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And that's why we did the camera thing with the shift
Yeah.
and everything. And that really helps. And the other cool thing about it too is that you can really play into the strengths of the hitter that you're using. So, if you've got a power hitter, you're going to try to, probably hit a fly ball a little bit more, maybe try to pull it. Whereas if you got a guy like Billy Hamilton, or like a fast guy, you can try to hit it on the ground a little bit more and try to beat it out, which is what those guys, are kind of taught to do, is, use their strengths, and you can do that really well with directional hitting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, 3-2 pitch here, 2 outs. Let's see if I can get him out.
The 3-2 one more time.
Oh, bye you.
Loves it.
I'm a pitcher.
Yeah, Kirby pitched in college. Went to what's the division or what?
Division II World Series, College World Series, yeah. Played at UC San Diego, and best years of my life.
Yeah.
Way better than these years.
It was way easier, no responsibility.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was all fun and games.
Oh, I don't know.
Now I got Bubba and
I had
Skipper at
schoolwork.
home, and if they're watching, you better get your homework done. But one thing that I do want to point out, and it's cool, you got guys here that have played, whether it was high school, college, professional, we got a lot of guys. I have AI programmers that played at the collegiate level. You know how easy that is to work with guys that have played the game of baseball? I mean, I don't have to sit there and break everything down 100%, situationally what should happen.
Exactly.
With 2 outs, runners here, they can actually work on their own without asking a whole bunch of questions, which is super cool. Really fortunate to have that here, and designers and producers, since we started making this game. And that's why, like you alluded to earlier about simulation, we have a lot of arguments here about between arcadey and simulation, and we try to find that balance for sure.
Absolutely.
Because it's really important that we try to please everybody, but we want to stick to what we've always thought, which trying to make a true sim.
Yeah.
And when the kids are playing the game, that if they're learning something how to play baseball, that makes me super happy. I really enjoy that.
I will give a plug. We did our Sand Gnats City League team won the city championship.
Yeah, we did.
That was like
Yeah, we did. San Diego.
Last year, I think.
San Diego Adult
we got a lot
Baseball
of-
League.
Yeah, we got a lot of ball players around here.
Who hit fourth on that team?
Who do you think?
Was it
that
you?
you?
No, it was Kyle.
It is Kyle.
I think-
I think Kirby. You
I think
third.
I hit 3rd or 5th, somewhere around there.
That's what's great, because pitchers always think
Closer.
they're the best hitters.
Well, in the Adult Baseball League, I was.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
came in, closed it out, played a little shortstop.
Yeah, kicking around.
Yeah.
Like a Diamond Dynasty.
Oh, it's
player,
funny-
right?
Luis has got a
Playing
question for
The
us.
funny- It's cool that these guys have finally stopped asking me to go out there playing me and Cut, because
Yeah.
we always say no, but I have nothing to gain from that. Just everything to lose.
A knee surgery, maybe.
It's just everything to lose.
The only reason I do mocap now is because you say you're too old to do it.
I've retired 100 times, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I was just in there like last week.
What do you got, Luis? You got a question?
Major differences between PS3 and PS4.
As far as
Well,
what?
what are the major differences between PS3 and PS4? I mean, well, the obvious one is graphical improvements.
Yeah.
We try really hard to keep as much parity between our PS3 and PS4 Vita. Anytime we can accomplish feature parity, we want to, and we go for it. That being said, you can't see, you can only see equipment, the licensed equipment in game on PS4 this year. That's just because our PS3 and Vita are so packed full of memory that we can't, account for all of those assets in the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really other than I think it's solely graphical improvements in that licensed equipment in the game.
Yeah, I mean, in terms,
Other than that.
there's a little less audio, just space-wise, and a few less animations. But for the most part, like you said, it's a very, very similar experience.
It's the same.
Yeah. One other thing too, I guess I should say, is that Inside the Show, the radio show, is only PS4. Same for the same reason that we don't have quite as much audio in terms of commentary.
And like we mentioned earlier, we'll be focusing on that next week with Franchise Road to the Show. So make sure to tune in next week. That should be a pretty juicy stream.
Yeah.
Sink our teeth into.
So I got a 2-0 count here. I'm gonna try
You
to.
got a 2-0
Try to get a
count
good
in the
fastball
bottom
and
of the
turn on it.
second inning.
Oh, I think he changed up
half
on
an
me.
hour into the stream, which
think that
means
was
that
the-
we're going to probably have to either start skipping presentations.
Yeah, this was
or we're gonna
intended.
have to put quick count. We can't even. Can we even put
No.
quick
You
counts
should
on
probably
the
just-
game?
It was
That-
intended to do it, but we could fast forward to a later inning if we want to do that in a little bit.
You can X through certain ones and then let certain ones play that you know is coming
That's what
up
we
too.
should do.
Ooh, there we go.
We're trying to let it breathe, let all our presentations breathe, so you guys can see all this stuff.
Uh-oh.
Starting to see the.
Gotcha.
I wasn't paying attention. I thought we had 2 outs. Yeah, that's rough.
The sun beating down on the Pittsburgh cityscape there.
The flags are blowing. That's good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Dynamic lighting this year. The sun. This is gonna. Well, as we get later into the game, you're gonna notice as the sun goes down, you're gonna see a lot more, a lot better, much improved night lighting.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely want to show off a little bit more of the night lighting. Right now, we still have kind of that twilight phase.
And one of the things they were asking about the differences between the two platforms. On the PS4, we have a lot more space, so we're actually we're able to have a lot more variety in the animation. So you'll see a lot more variety on the PS4 than you will on the PS3. Logic-wise, it pretty much comes free, so we're able to keep the game par as a PS4. So logically, the game plays the same way, which is great. We just add a lot more variety, which is super cool on the PS4, like the presentation stuff he was talking about. Then more throws, more catches.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple questions just about what's different with commentary, what's new, what to look out for. Something we wanted to do was kind of mix up. We wanted to mix up the process of the batter walk-up. In the years past, it's always been that every single batter you're going to see a batter walk-up where we announce who it is and show a stat line. And now periodically you're going to see. This one is showing one, but periodically you're going to see that be skipped. So, and then on the first pitch, you're going to hear Matt say, who's at the plate. He'll say something like, stepping in, Jason Hamill. And after that first pitch, a lot of times you'll actually see his stat line. And in season modes, they'll actually talk about, okay, he's got a 252 average, 12 home runs, and 57 RBIs. So that's one cool thing. Also in franchise mode, or in season modes, I should say, Road to the Show as well, you'll hear at the beginning of the game, you're going to hear some discussions about kind of what the recent trends for each team have been. Talk about what they've done over the last 8 games, last 10 games, where they stand, where they are in the standings, that kind of stuff. So it gives a little bit more in-depth analysis into where you are in the season, and how these teams are doing. Also, just in terms of play-by-play, we've tried to make an effort to make a lot of Matt's play-by-play calls a little bit shorter, add a little bit more excitement to them, and so we don't have kind of this long run-on sentences, run-on commentary. So that was a big thing for us, and that's something we're going to continue to try to do a lot of, is really kind of shorten up his delivery a little bit and get a lot of excitement in there.
It's worth mentioning that Kirby just took over sort of the responsibility of being the commentary guy.
Yeah.
He takes a big deep breath in. But yeah, that's just a recent occurrence. But yeah, you can.
Yeah, so we've had a script writer and director of commentary for a while now, and he's moved on to a different game, a different company. But so in December, I kind of took over the reins of that, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to continue to improve things, and really I have a lot of really. I think they're pretty big ideas, and they're going to take some time to develop. But I'm really excited about where I want to take it. And
I just laugh because it's great now. Kirby gets to he has to fix all the things he complained about for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's usually how it works around here. Yeah. Complain. Okay, well then here you go.
Why don't you fix it?
Exactly. So
No,
I'm really excited about it. It's something that we want to improve every year, by leaps and bounds, and that's something that I'm pretty passionate about, and I'm excited to work with our commentators and really improve it over the years.
Look at that hot glove, McCutcheon wielding with the.
It's a nice looking Nike glove he's got, yeah.
yellow trim.
I can't, like, every time I see some of these guys with their, with their licensed equipment on, and it's exactly, it's exactly what they're wearing in real life. It just adds so much to the game, for me at least, just the authenticity of it all.
The details,
Yeah, definitely.
intricacies.
We've always been like a game that
Yeah.
people have talked about the little things and all that kind of stuff, and I think that that's something that's always been kind of glaringly missing,
Yeah.
and so.
We have, I'd say, maybe half of our studio has obsessive compulsive disorder, which is why we benefit from it. No,
This is
but
why
we do,
all the artists and programmers hate us.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
No, we do
definitely.
focus on the little things, and it can get hilarious at times. I mean, even today, leading up to the stream, the amount of just little things that people will stress out about that you guys probably would never even notice, but to us, it's so glaring.
Well, I think it's important that people understand too that we have to pick and choose what we decide to do year in and year
Yeah.
out, and that not everything is going to make the list.
Yeah.
And we try to take what the consumers out there, what their complaints are. We have the community days. We bring the guys in.
Yeah.
So we do as much as we can to facilitate all of that stuff. But it's super important, I think, that people understand. Obviously, we can't do everything, and so we have to make tough decisions sometimes. But that's where it gets difficult between us internally, because we have healthy arguments about
Exactly.
what should and shouldn't get done.
Some people, will be more annoyed by certain things or things that haven't gotten that were on the list last year that didn't make it. And then this is typically, well, I'll speak for myself personally, but it can be a very bittersweet, sometimes very painful time of year. This time of year, because it's when things that were on the list that didn't make it this year really get glaring, and you can't help but just get really amped about fixing them for next year.
Yeah.
But it's like both sides of the coin. You have to deal with them. It's also I also get very happy that we see a lot of things that I thought maybe wouldn't make it in on somebody's list, but
Yeah, when you've seen the game every day for so many months,
Yeah.
it doesn't look new anymore. And then when you're done finally and you take a week off and then you go back and play the game, you're like, wow, we did
Yeah.
so much. And that happens every single year. We've been doing this a long time, and that's when it feels really good.
well, we should probably mix up some of the settings, which means
Okay.
I'm
Get
gonna kick you
Lance
off,
in
Gil,
here,
and
yeah.
bring Lance in and
All right.
have him bring his settings. But thanks
Back to work.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Back to work. All right,
Way to go, Gil.
I'm gonna scoot over.
I'm gonna slide over without disconnecting all
If
my
we're going to
wires.
finish this game, Lance is going to have to play it at a
Accelerated pace.
serious pace.
Ooh, good
We're
play in
gonna
the
have
pool.
to start. We're just going to have to start skipping cutscenes, I think, and
I say we fast forward
You wanna-
towards the
I wanna
7th or
fast
8th,
forward. Do you want to fast forward? I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
so we can get a little bit of the night lighting in there.
We'll fast forward a couple innings because we do want to see the night, get a lot of the night lighting in there, but. We should have played on quick counts is the lesson that we learned here. I play most of my games.
It
on
was
quick
intended to
counts
be,
now.
but I buttoned through it on accident, so it was my fault. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, here, I'll hand it over to Lance and let him do his
Switch
settings,
your settings.
If you want to
wipe
talk
off
about
my
any of
sweaty
these.
palms,
I
because that's for
don't-
real.
This is, that's for real. Clam up the controller before
Well,
you
when you're,
hand
when
it
you're
up.
playing in front of people,
Yeah,
it gets
no.
a little hectic. Yeah.
There are lights too shining in our faces from most directions.
Yes.
Um,
Are we
I
glowing?
put on a little bronzer before just to hope that I'd had a little color.
Oh, nice.
You have to. I mean, you can't. You have to. You know, you
I'm a
can't.
multitasker.
That's a veteran
so
move.
I like
What do you
to
want to go
use-
here? 7th?
Let's go 7th inning, yeah.
All right.
See what happens.
Just boom. Skip right.
Ground
through
out,
it.
strike out, ground out, strike out.
Rizzo
One's
flies
it.
out. When did we add this in? Was it last year? Was this 13 or 14?
13. We put the. We did it for Road to the Show originally. That was kind of something I wanted to get in there, and then it transferred over to the rest of the game too for fast forwarding and stuff. So works out pretty well because at least you can see it. It used to just whoop, instantly,
Yeah.
but then you'd be like, "What happened? I have no idea what happened." So
Garrett Cole dealing. It's top of the 7th. Cubs can't buy a bucket.
Anyone pitches, though.
Yeah. That's
I think we got a nice sunset going on right now. I saw a little glimpse of some orange clouds there behind us.
good.
Oh, maybe not. Might have missed it a little bit. With the new lighting, though, the night lighting, especially like when there's clouds in the sky and stuff, it just looks really, really beautiful. Like as the game goes on, it really, you can see a real noticeable transition as like it goes from that kind of dusky period into the night, and it looks really cool. Our graphics guys have done a great job with some of like the clouds and everything.
And
it's great.
dynamic for the, I mean, they talked about this on the first stream. It's dynamic per like month, per time of day. It's really cool the way that a game in September or October will look different. What did I miss?
A weird wild pitch.
Oh yeah.
Again, work in progress, guys. Lance could just throw strikes, maybe. We probably wouldn't see that.
This is, so the question about can we show off the interfaces, talk a little bit about them. So Lance just switched to meter pitching interface, which is a sort of like
Classic.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Pretty much in the classic control scheme. Zone's been around for a while, meter's been around for a while, but I do use button accuracy for fielding.
Button accuracy is
Metered throwing, essentially,
metered
with
throwing,
buttons.
yeah. It's skill based. Gotta hit that yellow section. Catcher's having a problem.
Wheels are coming
The
off.
new night light.
They're missing Russell Martin
Not
back
used
there.
to it. He's used to seeing the black abyss behind the. So now it's
Oh yeah,
light up pretty.
the old PNC Park.
Yeah.
They're used to seeing the dark abyss out there. Yeah, now it's all lit up. You can't catch the ball.
Not used to it. He'll get used to it.
Swinging a ball chop foul down the left side.
Cubs are looking to have a good year.
They
Not
are.
as good a year as
They're
the
looking to
Chicago
tie
White
this ball
Sox,
game
but-
too, and they just did.
Oh boy.
Oh, Lance.
Just kidding. Gets by the glove down the line. But not in time, and just like
Giving it
that,
up.
Base hit. Luis, you got a question for us?
Does every player in the game have licensed equipment? I know we asked this last week.
Does every
but
player in the game have licensed equipment? So every player that has a contract
Yeah.
with the brands that we have
They
in the
for
game,
sure do.
they
Yeah.
definitely do.
And we try to give as many of the guys the accurate representations as we can, for
Right.
sure. Not every single player has them. Like, well, right there, you've seen a guy who's got a generic glove. I mean, well, for example, we have 9 sponsors, and they cover the large majority of the equipment that you will see in on the field, but we don't have every single one of them. So if someone does wear a brand that we don't have in the game, they'll be wearing the generic brand that you would be used to in years past. That's just how it has to be. We can't put the wrong brand on people.
Right. And the minor league players, or like the generated players, they have licensed equipment,
They do,
and
yeah.
that's all. There's logic for what they get and when and all that kind of stuff. But they use both the generic and licensed stuff. But you see a lot of licensed equipment on those guys.
Large majority licensed stuff.
Yeah.
Future proof.
Yeah. So when those guys, in your careers or in your franchises, when those guys make it up to the major leagues, they're wearing the cool licensed stuff as well.
And this is hauled in on the run for the out, and he had a lot of ground to cover to get to
What about roster updates? How often do they happen? What are they based on?
How often do roster updates happen? What are they based on? Well, they're based on real life simulation stuff. We look at statistical. I mean, that's the thing. Don't take anything personally when you see your players with the wrong attribute, because we're looking directly at statistics and a window, and their stats sort of speak for themselves. So if a player breaks out, and we update it every week.
Yeah,
once a week.
I believe every week, right? Yeah, every week, and we have to wait until if a new rookie gets called up, like a prospect or something, we have to wait until he's played in the major league, played in a game, or at least been on the roster at least for a full game, at least before he becomes part of the Players Association, and then we have the rights to use him at that point.
Yeah, there's a rule there.
So there are players that will probably even make an opening day roster that we don't necessarily have in the game, right away.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get that first roster release out there after opening day, then those guys will find their way in.
My boy Jose Abreu, I think he had to be
Last year,
he
right.
had to be a day one
Right.
deal or something. Yeah.
Oh, he wanted that one. Probably should have got it, too.
Ready on 2-1. There's the cold strike he was looking for.
commentary was
tired.
brought up a little bit earlier about some of the other improvements. One of the area that we have that's kind of thin, at least in terms of content, that we're trying to really build up is kind of the post-pitch commentary. Ooh, hot ball drilling. That post-pitch commentary. So when the pitch is taken, whether it's a ball or a strike, we have a lot more to talk about, both about the situation in the pitch, but also kind of about some other topics just related to the game.
Should be able to get a nice little view of the outfield here at nighttime.
Yeah, we'll be hitting now, so you'll be able to see the
And I do have to
skyline.
mention that there is coloration changes happening, still work in progress. I did convince our bosses to let us roll with it because you guys asked for it, but I have to mention it is work in progress. I think when you see it, yeah, it's barely noticeable.
Yeah.
But they, like we said, we're very particular about the way that we look at things, and evidently there was a change that went in today to make the hue of it a little less red, which is closer to realistic for what PNC looks like at night.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see the cityscape back there, and it looks good, real good.
And nice flags.
You got a question?
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking about the challenge system. We haven't gotten lucky enough to get one, but can you talk about what constitutes that situation?
Yeah. So for this year, what we tried to focus on was the most common challengeable plays, and the plays that get challenged the most in Major League Baseball, and that's the force out at first base. I think there was something like over 70% of the challenges last year in Major League Baseball were just force out calls at first base. And for a number of reasons, which I won't get into, but there's a lot of complications with trying to do a lot of different types of challenges, and we will try to do that in the future. But they're going to be force out calls at first base. You'll see them happen, and the way it works is instead of forcing you to go in and go to the pause menu and choose to challenge or anything like that, when that play happens, if it's a bang bang play, we're just going to roll a presentation of your manager coming out of the dugout and going to talk to the manager, or sorry, to the umpire, like you would see in real life. Then at that point, you have a certain amount of time to choose whether or not to challenge, and during that time, we're showing you a replay of the play, so you can kind of see in real time, like, okay, wait, do I want to challenge? You kind of get a second look at it. You can choose to challenge or not at that point. If you do, then we roll some more presentation and show the replay again, and show the result of what the challenge was. So that's kind of how the system is going to work. So we're going to be telling you when you can consider challenging.
Yeah, and it's pretty. I mean, it's usually pretty obvious, right? I mean,
What's up, Luis? You got a question?
keep them coming. Keep the questions coming.
Do we have celebrations after home runs or nice plays in the dugouts or elsewhere?
Yeah, okay, so that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. And we're going to talk about this more in the future, but we definitely have some new dugout scenes that you'll see during certain home runs. Usually some of the bigger home runs, you're going to see some of that. And again, we're going to talk about that and show that off at another time. But I'll just mention that that's there. Also, we have a lot of signature home run swings that we spend a lot of time capturing to make sure that these guys, they look just like themselves when they hit like a no doubt home run. So all the big power hitters in the game in baseball have signature home run swings and celebrations and that kind of thing. We do have a lot of team specific celebration presentations as well. Some of the stuff that you see in real life is definitely in the game. And then, of course, the emotion stuff that we put in the game this year, which I'm sure you've seen some of. Airmailed it. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more emotion being shown, a lot of celebrations and whatnot throughout the game.
Tried to do a little razzle dazzle with the bare hand.
Tried to barehand it.
Couldn't make the routine throw.
He couldn't get the grip on it. He probably got it on the fingertips and just
that's the risk.
couldn't hold on. That's right.
When you don't stick to the fundamentals.
2 hands, catch the ball with 2 hands, throw it over there. He had plenty of time. Had a chance to take the lead here, Lance.
This is clutch. This is a
Clutch
clutch situation.
moment. We got Polanco up.
Yep.
Ooh, good take.
And it's 2-0.
Yeah, he's got an open base here.
Ramirez doesn't want any.
The pressure is mounting.
He might put you on. It's not a bad spot to put you on.
2-0.
Oh yeah, he's
Ooh,
he's working away.
working
He's working around you a little bit. He wants Jody Mercer instead.
You know,
Luis got a question.
go 3-0 to the next guy.
What changes have we made to player personalization? So tattoos, player hair, accessories, that kind of.
Well, we went
Yeah.
through a lot of them last
Bunch of
week,
them.
so if you go watch, if you want to check out the replay from last week's stream, check out the archive because we had Lauren on and he walked through literally all the new accessories and stuff, and there's a ton of them, so you can go find that 5 to 10 minute segment. And then I don't think we walked through the new hair and beard styles, but
Yeah, we didn't.
No.
I'm not too knowledgeable about that stuff. Do you guys?
To be honest with you, I'm not either. I kind of, when I took over with commentary, I kind of didn't. I'm not too sure about it, but we can find out. But in terms of the real players too, making them look more like themselves. I know that every year we always send a bunch of guys to spring training, and we get head scans every year. So and sometimes we even get head scans of players that aren't in the game or not going to be in the game for a while because they're minor league players. So we get head scans, and we're able to to customize them that way, make them look more like themselves. And then we definitely look at reference photos from the previous year. So if a guy got really into wearing a beard or growing a beard, I should say, or a guy's wearing earrings or face neck tattoos or anything like that. I don't think any guys have face tattoos, but neck tattoos. Yeah, we definitely every year we're updating that kind of stuff. I don't think you see a lot of face
Not a ton
tattoos
of
in
face
MLB.
tattoos these days.
I don't know if
Pretty
MLB would be
uncommon.
happy about it.
I've been thinking about getting one, but I just haven't decided yet.
You
on
keep
what
talking
I
about
want
it. I'm waiting for you to do it.
Well, I've been working on the design for years. I mean, it's
You're talking the
it's a
talk,
har-
but
it's
you're
a
not
hard
walking
thing
the
to
walk,
pull
buddy.
the trigger on.
Yeah, well,
Eventually, I'll
Some-
do it, Kirby.
someday.
Gosh,
Well, we won't be able to put you on these streams anymore.
is that how that works?
Yeah, well, that's gonna look bad on us.
Especially since I
maybe.
was gonna get a lime green tattoo. It would
Lime
Get
green.
keyed out.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, because your face would just be gone. Yeah, with the green screen here, your face would be gone. That'd be good.
Sick.
It'd just be like one of those, those beard shirts that they have for the players that have beards. It's
Yeah.
just like their hat and their beard
Yeah.
and no face. That's what you'd look like.
I should dye. That'd be sick to dye my beard lime green.
We could just put green face paint on you for some of these streams.
Yeah, we could try it out. Maybe test it out. Put a little temporary tattoo on there.
Do a vote online. Vote. Let us know if you want to see Nick with green face paint during a stream.
Yeah.
We won't guarantee we're going to do it, but
We could probably
but we
guarantee
could still-
won't do it.
we'd still like to see the poll results.
Yeah.
We'd still like to see the poll results.
I would like to see the poll results.
All
One
right.
to one.
This is a barn burner here.
Keep them close.
Barn burner.
Luis,
Luis got another
bring
question.
the pain.
Talk a little bit about the pitch trail.
Yeah.
Selecting your pitch.
Okay, yeah, that's a good.
trail
So he
Yeah,
asked us
I'll
about
pick a slider here.
he asked us about the pitch trail, and one thing that we get a lot of feedback on is kind of the accessibility to the game, and also just how our game maybe at times is a little bit hard to understand for someone that's maybe not a big time baseball fan, somebody that's really casual. So what we did with the pitch track here, or the pitch trail, is give you a little bit more of an idea of how each pitch type breaks when you select it. So he had a slider right there. You can see there's a lot more bend to it. If you pick something else, there's a four-seam fastball. It's a lot straighter. So that gives you kind of an idea of what the break of each pitch is going to be before you throw it.
And it is dynamic, so you do see the release point right there, which is
You see the
dynamic
release
to
point
who's throwing.
for every pitcher that you're using, and you can still switch back to the old style if you prefer that. The old style used to you would aim the ball where you wanted it to start, and then it would tell you kind of the direction it was going to break, but it was a little bit more ambiguous into where it was going to end up. This is more like I'm aiming for this exact spot.
Yeah, it's gonna break right
So
there.
right now Lance is trying to, was aiming a high pitch there. You got slider right here.
This is a little sinker.
Oh, a sinker, yeah, okay. So it tells you exactly where you're aiming, as opposed to where you're starting the pitch, starting the break of the pitch.
And the colors here, if anybody's curious, it's red when it's generally when you're in the strike zone, and it's blue when you're sort of aiming at the ball.
Exactly. And again, it's an option.
Yeah.
So we've defaulted it on because we really grew to like it, but you can always go back to what you had here. So we have the classic on. And you can do classic. You can fade him.
This is sort of what people are used to.
Yeah, exactly. So that's still there in case you prefer that. We try not to take things out of the game too often because we know people like to play different ways, and like Lance and I, we played with completely different options in this game, and so that's kind of the beauty of keeping those things around.
For sure.
Yes, he
Come
did.
on.
Oh yeah. Yes, he did.
Got him.
We're getting at
Little
this.
punch right there.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that little that.
That one?
Boom.
Did you do that one? What
No,
was the
I don't do umpires.
No, I do
I don't
umpires.
do umpires. Actually, I did do one umpire move one time where they jump over like a ground ball down the line, like where they do the like hop
Whoever
thing.
ran.
I did that one day.
Nice.
I was doing gameplay stuff, and then somebody asked me like, "Hey, we need that." I was like,
Just the athletic.
okay.
umpire.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, you mean I can jump? Oh,
Bring in someone who can jump.
right. You can jump and point in a direction, fair or foul. It was a tough one. Took us like 20 takes.
Well, the pressure's on because we're gonna
getting
have
out
to.
of this.
We're gonna have to score.
We can't be going extra innings here.
And we are coming up on the
We're
end of the hour, but as far as I'm concerned, we're not leaving until this game ends. At least I'm not. So
You don't leave a game early.
You never. You gotta let it. You gotta leave. Well, Lance will leave with an inning and a half in. No.
I mean, we left that up to the fast
We
forward
had
gods,
an agenda.
if I recall.
That's true. We
That's
did.
true.
We didn't end the game. We did. The fast forward gods were
Are you
impressed.
going with 2-2 slider?
Yeah.
Ooh, fouled him off. Who's this batting here? Soler?
Yep.
Jorge Soler. Yeah, a lot of excitement around the Cubs. A lot of people want to watch them play this year. A lot of excitement around the Padres. It's always that way, though. Spring training's here. People are excited about different teams. I know you're excited about summer wind. I'm excited about the summer wind. But
Pitchers and catchers reports are.
Yeah, they're
trickling
there.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
people are throwing pens. It's getting exciting. Baseball
White Sox
season
are gonna
is
be
here.
Real this year. Real. Did you have a question?
You know who was real last year? The Giants.
Yeah, it was real. Past
People are going to
tense,
get so
no.
sick of that. Okay. All right. What's up, Luis?
Can you talk a little bit about universal profile,
Yeah.
XP leveling up, and the rewards you get?
Yeah, so sure. I mean, we covered that last week. If you watched the stream, we went in a lot of detail about the universal rewards, Diamond Dynasty changes, what kind of stuff you're getting. So as you play the game, when you exit the game, you will maybe you will, maybe you won't get a reward. It's just as you play, you're going to get them. They're going to start piling up, and you'll get anything from a licensed piece of equipment that can be used as gear to make your Road to the Show player better. You can get a franchise sponsorship contract that can align your team with a brand that will put the brand. It'll basically put the brand's icon on some of your interfaces, and then in the game, like that batter walk-up one that they just showed, or this hot bar down here at the bottom. We showed that off last week, and it will also give you a little extra money for every time you do a certain statistic. Depends on the contract. We also have a blog video out about this stuff that's about 3.5 minutes. If you check that out, it kind of covers it. And then we also have DD players. You'll be acquiring them as you play the game, and DD is Diamond Dynasty. And so essentially, as you're playing the game anywhere, you'll be building this kind of fantasy squad. And you can always go onto the marketplace and exchange anything that you don't want with other people in the community. But yeah, I mean the level cap is still 30. We like to keep our numbers in baseball numbers. So out of 30 is 30 teams. I know if you get like 9 days, if you log in 9 days, just in general, you'll get a free pack. It's the rule. 3 is the magic number in baseball, so you gotta go by power.
one thing we saw there while Nick was talking about the rewards is a post-pitch replay. We've never had that in the past, and we just put those in the other day, actually. So occasionally, it's not, you don't see it too often, but you've seen it a couple of times in this game if you've been paying attention really closely. There's post-pitch replays to kind of show, maybe the spot of a pitch, or maybe it was a questionable call, or if it was a swing through on a really nice, curveball or slider. We show that off again, and you see that a lot in real broadcasts, and that was kind of the inspiration, of course. So post pitch, you'll see some replays just to kind of break up. We show different things during the post pitch sequence, but replays are a new thing we've added to that area, and we'll continue to expand on those as well.
And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1.
Getting down to it. Every out counts at this point.
Jason Mott's got a pretty dirty mohawk going in our game here. That's the first time I've seen him this year.
Right now you're seeing Marte has one of our new ankle guard, right?
Yeah, the new shin guards in there, kind of the new style.
They used to be kind of weird looking, I think, and now they're not.
Yeah, well, they used to be the old style, which was like a lot more of a plasticky, kind of chunkier material, and now they're kind of more of a mesh material with a plastic insert. So we got those in there this year, and they definitely look more authentic. Yeah, Mott's looking intimidating. Yeah, he's looking Wilson-esque and definitely intimidating. Of course, he used to be the big guy in St. Louis. Now he's the rival Cubs, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Josh Harrison stands in.
Dangerous move.
Oh, that ball is hammered.
All right, I'm going to string together a couple hits.
You going three? Are you going three?
We're going three.
Oh, you're going three.
Yeah,
Oh, you're there. Easy.
Stand
Stand
up
up.
triple.
Let's see if we get a little emotion presentation here.
He's calling his shots.
Nope, no emotion.
No emotion.
No
Well,
big
it's
deal.
not
Yeah, he's
always
playing it cool. Playing it cool.
Again, we're working on like when they're playing and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times it'll be like a leadoff double, leadoff triple late in the game, or an RBI one that ties the game, takes the lead, that kind of a thing. Here we go.
This is a good position.
That was a
to
two-out
be in,
triple,
I would
so
say.
it's not quite the same excitement, but
You got Kutch
definitely a nice hit.
at bat.
This is who you want at the
Well,
plate.
this
Yeah, this is exactly what
This is
we
who you
want.
want at the plate. Cutchin's got his nice cleats on. I think those are Nikes. Those are Nikes, I think.
You've got to be careful not to airmail
I think they are. Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
Nike swoosh there. Got some Under Armour cleats out there we've seen as well.
There's also work in progress
that was
on
the
the
pitch.
accessories themselves, the specific coloration. I know people are always,
was
wanting
the
to make
pitch.
sure that the right guys are using the right things.
All right, who are you going with here?
Choke City.
Long
Bastardo
reliever, or
for a while.
the Bastardo.
It's close.
Antonio
Trying to keep it
Bastardo
close here.
will enter now to start the ninth inning as
Lefty.
his job will be
Having a rough
Things are getting
season so far.
serious.
5.79.
We're going to turn it around tonight.
Yeah. We're gonna lower that ERA a little bit.
Miguel Montero will get
You
another
got some
crack.
hitters up
1
right
for
on
3
the other
thus
end at
far.
the bottom of the ninth, so just get through this one, string together a couple hits,
And that
maybe
one's in
one
on the hands
Ooh.
to start
one
the
big
inning.
blast.
No call there.
So they get the matchup they wanted here, lefty on lefty, but it's worth noting there are 2 right-handers to follow.
And you got a right-hander going in the bullpen as we speak, so this could be a one.
Not a good start to
No.
You're gonna use him one batter here. You got two righties coming up. Commentary was just talking about how I know you can't hear it, but commentary was just talking about how there's 2 righties coming up after this.
Yep.
You got a lefty-lefty matchup here, so
Gotta get
something
through
to
this.
think about here.
Something
Something to think
I'm
about.
going to get through this.
Okay, you're going all 3 outs with Bastardo. Oh, there you go.
See how we're doing here. Liking the timing of the meter. Get used to him.
Yep.
Stick with
You gotta adjust every pitcher a little
I
bit.
don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but when you miss in the zone, especially up, that's when you tend to get hurt.
hustling.
Hustling.
Here's another 2-2. Fastball.
There we go.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
gotta protect with 2.
And in the first
He's not happy about it. Yeah,
No.
ashamed of himself, and he should be. Because
now, you get to where you just
They were just saying, they just said he struck out 4 times in this series already. So,
Wow.
not having a good time in Pittsburgh. He's ready to go back to Chicago.
What do we have here? Styling.
That's what I would have written if I was writing a commentary line.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
You'll probably
just like
will.
that.
You'll
Not
probably
having a
will.
great time here in Pittsburgh.
I can't wait to get back to Chicago.
He can't wait to get back to
Kirby's gonna go
Chicago.
write that line.
No, I'm not. I'm not writing anymore right now. That's done with.
Alright.
Yeah.
The 1-0.
Just trying to get it all in there.
And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now.
Yeah, and he didn't even
I like these alternate away uniforms that the Cubs introduced last year.
Yeah.
Kind of a different style. I like them. They're nice.
Too much action on
And of course, the black Pittsburgh is always a good look.
Yeah.
he knows the drill.
They wear those a lot too. They wear those on the road and away.
Well, good guys wear black, they say. Not those guys.
And orange, black and orange.
Usually nobody says that.
No, no.
3-1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've never heard anyone say that.
Blue and white, like all the other teams in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, right. It's not red, white,
When
and
are they gonna
blue.
bring? They should just go brown in San Diego.
I've said that for a while, and I've heard
I
some other
thought-
people. I've even heard some
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
mention
I
that.
thought this year could have been the year because of the new. It's got a lot
The
of new
alternate
energy.
camo browns are.
I understand.
Really
I
nice.
understand the blue color scheme just because it's a California look. You know, it's a California, and they got the sand color.
Yeah.
I get that, but I do like the old brown and yellow, and
Yeah.
the. I've heard people refer to those as the Taco Bell colors, which I really like. It's like it's like 90s, mid 90s Taco Bell,
Yeah.
mid 90s Taco Bell colors. Anyways, we're in the
Start
ninth
us
inning
dealing.
here,
Yeah.
2 outs.
Stardust hanging in there.
Hey, don't let Baez go deep with you with 2 outs in the ninth. Oh, whoa.
Right on cue.
Yeah, just laying one in there.
Steak pitch.
Challenge fastball right there.
This could pan out pretty good, though. I mean, you got the platform, Lance, to just get out of the inning. and do
Looking for a
something
walk-off hero.
spectacular.
Yeah. I think we probably should just grab the widget controller to make sure that you to like ensure that you're going to get a walk-off home run first pitch.
There we go.
Hacks.
Hacks.
We don't need cheaters.
No.
We were
I'm gonna walk it off legitly, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Who you got to do up here? Who you got to do up?
Who's cleanup?
I don't know the Pirates order by
Yeah,
heart yet.
I'm not familiar enough with the Pirates.
Wait, last. What's that, Luis? Oh, Luis says maybe Alvarez. He probably knows. Luis is
Jackson.
very knowledgeable.
Yep,
Oh,
there
he's
we go.
right. Pedro Alvarez.
2 for 3, feeling it today.
Oh yeah, he's on fire.
Who's on deck, Luis?
He's ready.
Put you on the spot. We'll just go down the.
I think it's Walker. Yep. Walker, Luis. Yep. Ooh. Hoo-hoo. I think if you're on time right there, that ball might be. That might be
That was
at
fresh.
least line drive. One thing I'll say too is, the skyline in the back there. It's darker when you're in a camera view like this. Whereas if you're in replay or you kind of are at like a little bit more of an elevated view,
Why don't we just
you
jump in?
can you can see. Yeah, if you want to go in real quick, I know
Jump
we're.
in replay, take a gander.
So you can, in fact, you can kind of see that it gets a little bit brighter the closer you get out there, and that's because of the lighting of the stadium. That's literally because the lights from the stadium, from the light standards are so bright that they are, that they're focusing all of that energy,
Yeah.
the light energy on the field. But then as you look out further towards the outfield there, you can actually see even
life.
better. But they've definitely lit up that skyline a lot better. And you can see the bridge a little bit better too. And center field even. Hey, you know what? I think we'll take responsibility for that because we disrupted you in the middle of that at bat. We
I'm
kind
not
of
taking responsibility
we
for that.
distracted
That
you.
was terrible.
But that's Alvarez's
That was a
pitch
hittable
right there.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Oh!
Wow. All right.
Lance is seeing the ball deep, as they like to say. Seeing the ball deep.
Edwin Jackson, man.
Mm.
There we go.
That's a good lead. That's a good
All
take.
right.
Good take.
Who do we got next? Who's up next, Luis? Yeah, we're stretching now. Polanco?
It might be. I think you're right. Luis is on it.
3 for
No,
3.
he knows the Pirates lineup by heart.
Sweet.
Pretty good for a Yankees fan.
And this is fouled back and out of
Got any questions, Luis?
Yeah.
Anybody still watching?
Here's one. Do we have the new home run derby format in the game?
We do. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We have the new home run derby
Aaron,
format.
the guy who started the stream off sitting where I'm sitting, had a lot to do with that new format, and yeah, we do.
Not much more to say than that, but yes, it's in
It
there.
comes with a new new interface for selecting who goes, because it's the league versus league sort of like version now, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Oh, look at Edwin Jackson's got like a do-rag or kind of thing underneath his hat. I think I'm not positive, but I think Hanley Ramirez has that same thing. Something that guys have been starting to do the last couple of years.
Oh, that's what we need.
2 out, 2 strike, bottom of the 9th, base hit. At least he didn't go 3 up, 3 down. Who we got coming up? That was a catcher. Have we got the pitcher? No. Oh no.
Looking concerned from the dugout.
Yeah. He's real serious. No, this is Polanco.
Yeah.
You got Polanco. Hey, you gotta put one out of here. At least get one in the gap. You might consider a little pinch runner at first here.
Let's see who we have here.
Pinch runner for the catcher. I think you got to go. I think you got to do it. So you gotta be thinking here. Who do we got? We got anybody? Tabata.
Corey Hart.
Corey Hart's the fastest. Go to Tabata.
Yep.
Really? Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Not a ton
Corey
of
Hart.
speed on the bench.
Not a ton of
I
speed.
think he's better than Cervelli, but you
You're
just
gonna go for it.
You just pinch hit for him.
Oh no. Oh no. Pinch in for Polanco.
Pinch hit for Polanco. Oh.
No.
This is
Hey,
live.
you know what,
That
though?
was a mistake.
This could end up being the best management move.
He's gonna look.
Who knows?
He's gonna
He's
look
gonna
real
look
good
real
when
good
he parks
here.
one out of here. But taking Polanco out on paper, probably not the best
On
move.
paper.
And leaving Cervelli to run it first. But you never know. He's gonna get a 2-0 fastball right here. You gonna gear up for it? You going power
We're
swing?
geared up.
You going
Power
swing?
swing's ready.
Oh, you power swing. There we go. Nope. Oh, that's worth swinging at. You can hit that. Tomahawk it out of here, especially if a guy as big as Corey Hart.
Oh!
Get fair. Oh no.
Wait a second.
Going the short way.
All right,
Extra
we're in
innings.
extra
Free
innings.
baseball, people. Free extra
Free
streaming.
baseball.
We're
Yeah.
15 minutes over, but we don't care.
Until they come in and drag us
fix that.
off the stream.
Well, we don't have to go back
work.
to our desks if we're sitting here. So we're just gonna stay streaming. People
pretty
stream.
good
People
strategy,
stream
I
for a long
suppose.
time, anyways. So.
Dinner's here though.
Yeah, dinner.
Oh, dinner's here. Oh,
No.
well, that's too bad.
Oh,
Sorry, Luis. You can't go.
Yeah.
What do we get for dinner? Greek food? We got Greek food for dinner?
Yeah, so they feed us. They feed us at night because we stay here and we work.
Many of us are
And
here
we need
until
to ship the game.
many of us are here until 10 or 11 at night sometimes, and so we get
put it
dinner
in.
sometimes provided for
We
us.
just gotta get her done.
Yeah, get it. Polishing, fixing bugs, adding new features, of course.
Yeah.
I love it when we ask like somebody to fix a bug, and then they're like, and then they try to claim it's a new feature. Yeah. Or they kind of do it as a joke, they're like, oh, I guess I'm putting new features in. I'm like, no, that's a bug. That's a bug fix. But we like to slam as much stuff in there as possible.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're getting pretty
Cubs
close
are pinch hitting.
calling this game final though. Not this game, not the extra innings game, but the game we're working on.
Yeah. Very close. Yeah.
Very close.
Which just things are gonna keep ramping up. We're gonna keep working and working. They'll probably. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how long we're here. I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon. Like going on break. We get to go on break for a short period of time because we work so hard. Once our game is final and everything is complete, they give us a break to take a breath,
Yeah.
center ourselves, and then come back at and get back at it for next. Hey, that was me holding the K sign.
You're all over the
I
place.
am. I like my signs.
2-2.
I also like doing dances every now and then.
Oh!
Okay.
He stumbled off.
We got rocked.
Headshot?
You aren't going to throw him out.
He just
No
wants
way.
it back. All he means
Yeah,
business.
he's like, oh,
You know
man.
what? Give it back.
Oh boy.
But
Down on a knee,
yeah.
but if there's one thing I know
You
about
never like to
Gabe,
see
he will
that.
not want to come out of this game, and from all indications,
Bastardo.
Especially in real life, you don't like to see it.
But he's gonna stay in there.
He usually
You will
stays
see
in.
guys
He's
get
gonna tough it
injured.
out.
Yeah, they do. They get
Oh, yeah.
injured. Believe it or
I
not,
remember
they do.
that happened to me on a stream. Actually, last year I was playing with my beloved White Sox, and Jose Abreu got hit with a pop fly in the head near the wall and was out. He was injured. And it
How
broke
long?
my heart. I don't think it was like
6 weeks.
I mean, it was a serious
That's
blow.
that's a.
I don't remember. Honestly, it might have been the rest of the game, and then he was back in. But it was actually pretty hilarious.
It happens.
Yeah, it
happens.
does. It happens. Yeah.
Well, no,
Jose
I mean
Abreu's-
like
people get
devastating injuries.
Well, they do.
Now look at the
Right.
Rangers
I don't-
last year. Did you see
Jose
that?
Abreu
Jeez.
is not going to get hit in the head with a pop fly anytime soon. He better not. We'll see.
That's the second time he's dropped one
I
tonight.
know.
Cervelli. You should have pinch ran for him.
Get a new catcher in there.
Should have put Corey Hart at catcher.
Oh, here we go. Former Padre.
Chris DeNorfia.
No, Cervelli's actually known for being a pretty decent catcher.
Yeah.
has to do right here is put his 0 for 4 out of his mind.
Well, DeNorfia is known for crushing lefties too. Might be playing with
I
fire
know,
here.
you are playing with fire. You would know, old Padre. And he went to what, Seattle, and now he's with the Cubs. He's a good hitter. He's a good, especially versus lefties. He's underrated, definitely.
Started us shook up here.
Yeah.
Got any more questions, Luis? Don't want to put you on the spot, but anything blowing up over there?
Can you guys talk about what's the stream for next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
So next week, mentioned a couple of times, but this next stream will be on Thursday, right?
Yes.
It'll be on
It'll be the
next
same
Thursday,
time.
same
We're going
time.
to do it, again, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Moved them back a little bit. It's easier for us. It's more flexible during the workday.
And hopefully for you.
hopefully for you guys, it's more flexible for those later streams.
We're going to talk about franchise mode, all the improvements that we've had there. Luis, the man behind the camera, will be on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
He will not be the question guy anymore.
Exciting.
He will be detailing
Yes.
all of the new and exciting things, Trade Finder, Trade Logic, a lot of cool stuff going on in the franchise. We'll also talk about the Inside the Show radio show, which was kind of my baby this year. Worked on that a lot, and so excited to show it off. And
Super cool feature.
thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, the motivation really was just to keep people engaged in what's going on around the league, just make them more aware of trades and call-ups and send-downs and injuries and scores and standings and all that stuff. So excited to debut that next week on Thursday. Should be good.
We'll probably talk a little bit about Road to the Show as well, and what's new with that, and and a lot of the things that are new. Typically, the way that it works is any new things to our season modes. We try to carry them over between franchise and Road to the Show, and make sure they work for both, and have those sort of versatile improvements. So it'll be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Bench is getting thin here, Lance.
It's thinned out.
It's only the 10th inning.
The Corey Hart mistake is coming back.
It's going to come back and bite us. You never know. Chris Stewart, maybe he'll go a yard here.
Could hope so.
Timing was good. Just got to get that PCI on it.
Having a little trouble getting it up.
Oh.
And down.
Who's pitching against you right now?
I think we have Pedro Strapa out here. Yep.
All right, we're probably gonna have to. If Lance
I'm
gets
struggling here.
together, either
Ground out
like-
city.
what
Do we need to have like Scott Starling?
try this.
Okay,
If we don't-
celebrity at bat.
If we don't,
Celebrity at bat.
I don't expect much from this. It's just fun to play the game.
That's a
And
good
We're gonna
take.
have to wrap it up soon. So if I can't,
I'll take the loss for this.
Well, we're not losing. It's a tie.
Well, yeah.
But you did give up the
I gave up the run.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm just starting to notice this light down here in our face
Oh,
now
yeah.
that I'm
It's-
trying to concentrate on the...
It's intense. There. Ooh.
Is this TV on game mode? I'm gonna move.
That would be
I'm gonna
awesome
move
if it
a
wasn't.
Contact swing here, and we're gonna strike out. This is embarrassing. All right, well, let's see. How are we gonna handle this? I think
Have to go to the
the
pen.
mound. Who's up? Rizzo, Soler. I want to go with the lefty if we have it, but we don't
No
have
one's
one.
warming
No
up.
one's warmed
Gotta
up.
go long,
Alright.
long reliever. Either of those guys.
Yeah.
And Marte, whatever. All right, so let's see. What are we gonna do, guys? We're just gonna have to try to. Maybe we should just widget.
Are we just gonna keep playing?
I mean, I guess, but it's I guess we are. We're just gonna have to tough it out.
Are we losing viewers? People checking? Are people checking out, Luis? It's getting a little late on the East Coast. What is it? Geez, almost
It's fun to
9:30.
play the
Yeah.
game though, so maybe yeah, maybe.
Almost 9:30 on the East Coast.
What difficulty level did we put it on?
This is just
All-Star.
all-star.
Is it?
Middle of the road.
What are you looking
Luis
at,
is
Luis?
smiling
You got
at
a
us.
question?
He's giving us a big
Or are you
grin.
just enjoying this?
Can you guys explain the double switch?
Oh, well, yeah, we can explain. I mean, a double switch is just a classic baseball maneuver where you, did you just say that? If you want to, explain the double switch, Kirby. You want to move a guy in the lineup. It's a National League move. The White Sox don't need to worry about this crap.
Yeah. So
So
what? You
sub
don't know
a
anything
position
about it?
player, you sub a position player for the pitcher, and then you sub the new pitcher in for the position player, so that the pitcher,
Yeah.
who usually is not good at hitting, will be somewhere further down in the lineup. Meaning, like if you're gonna hit with your sixth hitter, you push it so that the fifth.
Yeah, usually what ends
Pitcher's
up
in the
happening
fifth
is
slot or
the
the
new
fourth.
pitcher that comes in gets slotted in to a batting order spot that was a little bit higher in the lineup, but it's the player that he replaced that was playing in the field. So you see a lot of managers doing it strategically, especially in extra innings games. That's kind of the gist of it. You can Wikipedia it if you want to, if we're not good at explaining it.
Small ball.
I think you had him if you just threw through the cutoff guy there.
You think so? I
think you did.
Position.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
See, I think
We're
I
getting
was in a
pretty
groove
good,
here.
We're getting a pretty good play-by-play call here.
Oh, goodness sakes. You know what? It's all right. I don't. This is fine. Whatever.
You just buttoned through an emotion presentation. Way to
Oh
go.
well, I'm sorry.
You guys are just button mashers, mashing through all my
He's shaking up right now.
You guys,
just,
you guys,
just
I
gave
am
up on the run.
100%.
you guys mashed through all my
button mashers.
presentations that I spent hours building.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
I try. I'm not hiding it. And I'm failboating on the meter.
He's rocked. You're rocked right now.
He's flustered. He's
Yeah.
flustered. You
He's
can't
feeling
really
it.
blame
He's
him.
frustrated. He's like,
He-
what are you doing?
He
Why
grabbed.
are
He
you
did a
not
celebrity at bat,
executing
and he
it?"
struck
That's right.
out.
Struck out.
I'm sorry. Who's next? If you guys want to.
Well, we've both played. You know, we
I
kept the
don't
game
wanna-
intact, and you're just, you know,
Now that you've lost the
throwing
game,
it away.
potentially, I mean,
You're still gonna get your last ups here.
I
We're still,
am.
you're still gonna see get your last ups, and you better.
Dangerously at risk
better
of
not
not
get
scoring
thrown.
one run to tie the game and
infinite extra innings here.
bonus. You guys are
What's up,
getting
Luis?
hungry behind the
Luis has
camera.
got a
huh?
question.
Can you guys talk about the bat brands that we have and if there's plans to maybe get more brands in the future?
All right, yeah, the question was, can we talk about the bat brands that we have, and we're going to get more brands in the future. So the bat brands that we have Rawlings, we have Louisville Slugger, we have Marucci, and we have Sambat. Some of the most used bats in Major League Baseball, and we definitely would like to continue to expand that list. It's just a matter of it all working out for us. But we definitely, and that doesn't just go for bats. We want to expand on the cleat category, gloves, batting gloves, and maybe even get into some other types of categories in the future. It's just but we're really excited about what we've got for this year. Some of the other brands that we have that aren't bat brands are Franklin, Rawlings, Wilson. Help me out here.
The big swoosh, Nike.
Nike, of course, yeah. Under Armour. Don't want to leave any out. Mizuno cleats. I think that's all 9 of them. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Franklin, if we didn't mention.
I said Franklin. Yeah. Those are pretty cool. You see a lot of the cool Franklin batting gloves with the neon stuff on them.
Can you guys just do a quick shift, just to show it off?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm hitting right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, this may not happen.
May not happen, but we will try to showcase that off if we can't get to it in another stream. But in this stream, but in another stream, we'll try to show it off. Quick shifts is a new feature. It's basically like bringing up the quick menu that you might be familiar with from years past, where you could do substitutions and whatnot. I believe it's pressing down on the D-pad. Is that right, Kyle? Yeah, press down on the D-pad, and then it brings up the quick shifts, and you're able to more easily put your defense into like an extreme shift or a double play depth, bunt coverage, all that kind of stuff, or even put them into normal straight up status. So it's a little bit less daunting than getting into the old defensive positioning screen, which we still do have. You can access that through the pause menu, and that gives you a little bit more control. The defensive positioning screen lets you kind of adjust individual players, whereas the quick shifts menu does the whole outfield or infield at one time.
Show motion in my fail. It's not. All right, McCutcheon, here we go.
We will say that Nick is one of the best players, one of the best MLB show players in this studio. That's why he's so mad at himself.
This is, you know what though?
But you probably haven't been able to play the game too much lately, right?
I haven't, but I'm rusty, and I'll blame that a little bit. But this is also just, there's no excuse for this. It must be really painful for people watching at home, just to be watching us like fail boating. I'm sure it's more painful for me.
Hey, I was holding a tight game going there.
You did give up the lead, though. Just want to remind you that. But I didn't do anything. It was 0-0 when I left the game, so I can't really claim any kind of great.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit a home run with Pedro. Okay.
Not if he hits you.
Yeah. That's smart. They've been brushing me back quite a bit. These guys are getting.
They might pitch around Pedro right here.
Yeah, it would be wise.
Dangerous spot.
If they don't, I'm gonna have to be gearing up. Nope. That was terrible. Just terrible.
We got their closer in the game. Decided to go to him here in the 11th.
Well, that's the way you do it.
We'd probably be in like the 5th or 6th or 7th or something if we didn't fast forward. Which is it's probably more exciting.
And this is going to be a foul ball.
It's not happening. 1 and 2. 2 outs. All right. Hunker down.
Oh, a little bit of a hanging changeup or slider there. I wasn't sure what it was, but slider, a cutter, slider. A little bit of a hanger, a little belt high.
Oh,
jammed you down and in.
I want to apologize. I'm not apologizing.
Hey, this is baseball. There are no.
I'm gonna redeem myself. There'll be a web redemption in the future for sure.
Web redemption. Hey, at least we finished the
do you
game.
Have more, is there a question?
How about if you lose that game in the future, you have to get a haircut?
Don't do that kind of. Get a haircut. What?
We've all been begging for that for years.
Next time I'm on the stream, I'll be bald with green face paint on my face.
Face tattoo.
Hey, only if you vote for it.
Green beard.
Only if you vote for it.
Well, I'm sorry, Polanco. He's upset about it.
Well, he should be. He got pinch hit for.
Polanco's my fault. That was the.
He came up with the game on the line. He got pinch hit for by a genius over here, and
called Corey Hart's name on.
He had a chance to go yaya to end the game. Oppo Taco walk off, and he couldn't do it because he put Corey Hart in there.
Having a blast. 2-1 game. The era of the pitcher. Well. That's it.
That was another great shot.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a good shot of the.
See the lighting out there.
Yeah. And again, that's work in progress still. We know it's a little bit red in color, but they're working on that today. In fact, we almost got it into this build that we're playing on, but wasn't quite worth the risk.
Rondon, player of the game for ending it, shutting him out.
Shutting it down.
This closer, everybody thanked him. All right, well, I'll just keep watching the highlights here, post game, and then throw out last chance for questions here, guys. If
The
you
new-
got any
new Topps
last
card art.
Yeah,
questions,
pretty cool to see.
we'd love to answer them. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping this up. We're going to go directly to the break room and feed ourselves, and then go back and start fixing buttons, probably.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna just start keep throwing commentary in the game, adding some more lines, trying to get every little bit in there. We usually we record a lot of stuff and we try to get as much in there every year as possible. But there's always some stuff that doesn't quite make it in that we have to save for next year to get in there. But
I'm sure there'll be a
try to get some
gauntlet
of that in
of
there.
ridicule waiting outside the door from our coworkers too. They always love to give us a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Anybody who-
They like to tell us about all the comments that people had about about our hair or about how we're fidgety or how we say the same words over and over again or something like that.
Boom.
Boom.
All right.
Boom.
So
I see you got that foot
mixing
under
out,
control today.
and
It's a little under control today.
Yeah, that's good. We worked on it.
we're gonna wrap it up. So thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
This one we went a little bit longer than we anticipated. It was probably a little rougher than we anticipated.
New item acquired.
Phil Klein.
No way.
Oh
Little something
man.
after the end of
Well,
the
yeah. Here you go. Let's. That's a universal reward. So we came back from the game, and we got Phil Klein for playing the game. They're pretty much random. What you get will be random. It could have been a piece of equipment. It could have been, there are more rare versions of players, obviously, that are all-stars, stuff like that. So that's an example of the universal reward, and here we are. So next week, Franchise Road to the Show, Inside the Show.
Inside the
is
Show.
The name of it.
Yep.
And thanks for watching, guys.
And thanks for playing, as always.
Yeah.
We always appreciate the support and
we're gonna-
also the suggestions too.
Yeah, suggestions. We'll see you later. We're going to go back to work. So, see you next time.
So they
See
say.
you guys.
Adios, guys.